communist.
Today on the table, I'm bringing you the West Point 167 TD. Now, what the TD stands for is this a takedown model, and it works kind of cool. So basically, you're going to loosen up this screw right here, and then the barrel has, I believe, what's called interrupter threads. So then you turn your barrel, after obviously bringing the bolt to the rear, and it comes out. This particular one actually comes with 2 barrels. So then you put in your new barrel and drop it in just like that. Turn it 90. Line it up. Then tighten it down. Now there's not actually threads right here. It's just this point. Looks like this, looks something like that right there. And it just holds the magazine tube. Your threads are actually back here on the barrel. Now, unfortunately, the interrupter thread, I believe that's what it's called, so that's what I'm going to call it through the rest of this video, does have a major downfall. If you were to this up while you're putting it together, best case scenario, you screw up the threads on the barrel. Worst case scenario, which is probably the most likely, is you screw up the threads on the receiver. And then the gun's basically garbage. You might be able to re-thread tap it, but it's never going to hold it right. This particular firearm does have a dual extraction system. It's pretty cool. It's exactly what you're looking for. It's only got one ejection bar, or slide bar. I don't know what exactly you'd call that. So it is kind of a downfall in the firearm. But for its time, I mean, this particular one was made in 1952. Yeah, 1952. That's about right on what was going down at that point in time. Now, this particular barrel is a cylinder bore, and it does have, I believe they call them buckhorn sights. So this would be for, like, shooting slugs. Now, it is a smooth bore, though. I personally prefer a bead sight anyway. I mean, the buckhorn is a drastic improvement over, like, open sights, which you typically see on slug barrels, but it still makes it very difficult to track moving targets, just because it's obstructing a lot of your view. But with deer hunting, you're typically like in a stand or you catch them on ambush, so they're not really moving that fast, and it's a relatively large target. So to make a precision shot, buckhorn sights might not be a bad idea. Now this barrel does also come with a bead sight version. Now these barrels are kind of short. The buckhorn sight one is 21 inches. And the bead sight is 28, so that's a little bit longer. But anyway, from what I can tell, and I can't find original barrel manufacturing specs, these are not chrome line bore barrels. So you're definitely going to want to avoid steel shot. It does actually kind of feel like somebody shot steel through this, because I can kind of feel grooves at the end where it starts choking down. This particular barrel is modified choke. And this particular barrel is cylinder bore. Now, because of how this magazine tube is set up, you're limited to this capacity, which is probably 5 shots, 4 in the tube, 1 in the pipe. It does take 3-inch shells, so that's alright. Now, this particular model, it does look like the stock and pump have been refinished, because this is just not how you would do stocks, especially back then. They would use like linseed oil and hand rub it in, and that's how they would get the coloration. This has clearly been stained, and then they put a lacquer over top of it. So the real question is, I mean, obviously you're hopping on this YouTube channel because you've probably seen one of these in a gun shop and you're debating, should I or should I not buy it? As long as you apply your application properly, this is not a bad pick. Now these come in 12 gauge, 410, this particular one's in 20 gauge. If you're looking for a hunting shotgun that you can switch out barrels, now I definitely would not buy this for a kid intending for him to switch out barrels, because kids just have a way of things up, and they would most definitely up those threads. But for yourself, if you're looking for a hunting shotgun that, you know, you can throw on a slug barrel or go to whatever, and you want them affordably, because I was kind of tootling around on the internet and these aren't demanding a high cost at all, this is not a bad option. Now, if you're looking for something for home defense or something like that, I definitely wouldn't recommend this, because you're limited on the capacity. The single bar pump, I mean, it's just got a lot of undesirable features that you could get in, like, say, a Maverick 88, which has those desirable features, and you're paying less for it. But as a hunting shotgun, this is alright, and it's all old construction, so it looks beautiful. This particular one, like I said, they redid the stock, so but the safety is just like a Mossberg. It's got a nice positive click. Trigger brake. Pretty decent. For me, this stock is too long. When you're checking your stock length, you just put it like this. I'm about 2 inches too long, so this is like 14 1/4, which seems to be like the common size. And I'm about 12 1/4. So definitely check and make sure it's going to fit you. But otherwise, yeah, I would totally pull the trigger on this if your application is proper. If you're looking for a hunting shotgun, then you can use a slug barrel or you can use a birdshot barrel. Other than that, the advantages of this particular firearm just aren't there. You're better off going with something modern. But anyways, thanks for watching. If you'd like to check out any of my other videos, click up here. Don't forget to subscribe.
Spouse.
What did you say?
I said spouse.
Socialism is gross?